Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2 for the Rapture Gaming League. We have got ourselves the unbeaten Team Orange playing from the Radiant side for this game, and MiTH will be on the Dire side. Rapture Gaming League, it is a league with now 9 teams in them. Everybody plays each other twice, but not at the same time. So we have got a one game for these two teams right now, and then later on in the group stages they will play each other again. And of course with me I have a co-caster, Skim Gaming. Welcome back.
Hello, it's good to be back. And especially to be back for this game. Always Orange is a nice team to see play, especially with, of course, Mushi. Too sad that they're playing with a lot of stand-ins right now, but I still expect a good game.
Yeah, for people wondering, we do indeed have Mushi in the drafting seat actually. He's playing for Orange under stand-in tag, because officially is no longer with Orange, as there are, of course. I think everybody knows that he's going to China. The other official Orange player that we have, or semi-official at least, or Mushi might not be official, but he's playing as Orange right now. We have got Eek. Eek is it's the sixth, the official sixth of Orange is here as well, and the rest of the squad are stand-ins at the moment. We have one stand-in for MiTH, and I think this is typical one of those cases where we're gonna see if Orange, well, if Mushi was carrying Orange, or if this teamwork for MiTH, because MiTH, I mean, they've been here for a while, but they haven't really been as successful as Orange. But maybe MiTH, they are actually together for a while. They have teamwork. Can teamwork overcome Mushi? That's a question.
Yeah, that's really a big question right now. I think a few of those stand-ins for Orange have played with them before. I'm fairly certain that Batusai has played with them, but so the synergy might still be there, but of course, MiTH is a really good team that has played very successfully so far. Very talented as well. So, yeah, as you said, this is going to be a test if Mushi can pull out his full potential against against a team.
Yeah, we're gonna see which hero he is gonna be pointing towards himself, because he is in the drafting seat. We've got Io still in the pool, with the Bear Rider, OD, Darkseer, and Visage banned out. Nyx Assassin was the first pickup for Mushi, so I'm gonna assume for now that that's a support, but of course it's a hero that can fulfill multiple roles. Same thing goes for the Naga Siren, though with already the Alchemist picked up. We can safely say that Naga Siren will be a support, and Alchemist will be the carry. And Mushi picking up the Nature's Prophet, so also keeping it very open for their draft, not really setting anything in stone just yet, because Nature's Prophet also can do multiple roles, and that will make it harder, of course, for MiTH to really ban something specific out that they think that Orange might still go for.
Yeah, and the fact that Orange is playing with stand-ins can actually play into their favor. I mean, MiTH, what can they expect? I mean, are they expecting Mushi to play the carry again? Mushi is such a flexible player. He can play carry, mid, even offlane. I've seen him on the Nature's Prophet once, and he was just banking tons of money. I think he had at some point 8k gold in his pocket and didn't spend a dime on it. So
yep, that sounds like Mushi, right?
Yeah, it really does sound like Mushi, and he's so versatile. So I expect the next bans to be something directed towards Mushi, but to be honest, how can you direct that if you don't know what the other players are playing? So this might be a slight favor for them.
That's actually, you make a good point, because Orange, I mean, they have got Mushi, the star player, of course, everybody knows him, but nobody really specifically knows a lot about the other 4 players, and therefore what do they play, what role do they play, and how are you going to ban out against a team that you basically have never faced before, in a way. So it's a very tough thing to do, and we see that MiTH is also struggling with this, because they're taking their time in this banning phase. The Dragon Knight was already banned out by Mushi, so that's going to be at least a solid mid hero removed from the pool. Maybe we can kind of indicate what Mushi wants to play mid, but I say, like, no, we don't know yet what Mushi is gonna go for, to be fair. There's so many options left in the pool. We have Puck, Queen of Pain, TA, Shadow Fiend, and we know that Mushi can play that one as well. The Juggernaut actually gets removed for MiTH, which is an interesting choice. Like, if you're talking about Mushi heroes, I would not mention the Juggernaut.
No, Juggernaut is really not one of those signature heroes from Mushi. I mean, of course, he has played the hero before, competitively as well, but in general, you really think one of those really spectacular heroes, like you mentioned, the Puck, Queen of Pain, Shadow Fiend, one of those heroes that can make big plays happen. I'm even thinking of Ursa when I think of Mushi, but I doubt we'll see it in this game. Then again, Wisp is still in the pool. Yeah, Wisp is still in the pool, so technically that could be a possibility.
That would actually be very fun. It all depends if they have a good IO player, because again, we don't know that. We have the Clockwork Band out though. That's another hero that's strong in melee, strong in mid as well sometimes, but off lane is probably most likely the one that they're running it out for. Windrunner removed from the pool as well for MiTH. Also a fairly generic hero, not specifically tailored towards Mushi or anybody else, I feel like. So removing 2 heroes in the pool. Oh, it's done. They still have 50 seconds left in the bonus time, and they have the chance to now pick someone up. We're gonna see if they maybe want to pick up a Jakiro or something like that. I mean, we have a Naga Siren, of course, with an ensnare. I'm kind of thinking this could be turning into a fairly scary tri-lane. It all depends on what kind of tri-lane or what kind of offlaner they're expecting though. But Naga Siren, of course, has got that ensnare and it can set up for a lot of disables, including the Ice Path, but also Lina with the Light Strike Array, or Split Earth from Leshrac. We haven't really seen Leshrac that often lately though, so we'll see what they want to go for here. Still a lot of strong supports in the pool regardless, including Rubik and Bane.
Yeah, Rubik. I think Rubik would be a really good option. Rubik, Lina, something that I think something ranged at least, because having 2 melee or 2 short ranged supports is never that good, and they already have one, assuming that Naga Siren is a support. They have 1 melee support, so they need really something with long range. I think Rubik would fit that very well. If they want to go aggressive, which they can because the net from Naga Siren has a long range, they should pick up something like Alina to get additional burst damage. But I don't think MiTH is really playing aggressive here. I haven't seen them play aggressive tri-lane anyway, and yeah, there's the Weaver, so probably not an aggressive tri-lane, but probably an Alchemist mid.
Well, I'm kind of hoping still for at least maybe Alchemist on the safe lane, Weaver on the off lane, or Weaver on the off lane with an aggressive tri-lane and Alchemist as a solo safe lane. But a dual core definitely there for MiTH, and that's something that we should be expecting now also from Orange, because they pick up a Lifestealer, and both Lifestealer and Weaver are heroes that favor a dual core lineup with just
10 seconds
just a Lifestealer. It's easily countered, especially if they pick up a Lifestealer into a Naga Siren. There's already an ensnare waiting for him, so if there's just a Lifestealer, it's not going to be enough for Orange. So we're gonna see which other carry they want to pick up with it, but then it begs the question, how are they indeed gonna lane this? Is Orange gonna run an aggressive tri-lane potentially with the Lifestealer, Nyx Assassin, and some other ranged supporter? Because, I mean, like we said, Rubik's still a strong one for both sides. It would fit fairly nicely. We already have a Crystal Maiden though by MiTH. That's a support that we have seen quite a lot of. In combination with the Naga Siren, nothing spectacular, but both of them have got very early game aggression going on. Level 2, they're very strong and in their support.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden, many pros say that Crystal Maiden on level 1 to 2 or level 1 to 3, she's actually one of the strongest, if not the strongest support.
Yeah.
Because Frostbite is really strong, Frost Nova as well, so I think it's a good pickup because they're expecting an aggressive tri-lane. I think if, as you mentioned, the Rubik would fit very well into Orange's lineup right now. Rubik Telekinesis Lift into the open wounds, that's and you have an Impale from the Nyx Assassin, that's almost definitely a kill, so maybe expecting a tri-lane, but still, Crystal Maiden is a good support, and the aura is really nice as well, especially if they do run something like an Alchemist mid, who depends on bottle crowing and stuff. Having that bonus aura can be useful. But yeah, Orange pick up the Lina, so not really the best tri-lane to be honest, because again, they're lacking the range. But for safe tri-lane, it's really good.
Unless they have the Lifestealer on a safe lane solo and run an aggressive tri-lane with Lina, Nyx Assassin, and for example, Gyrocopter or something like that.
Yeah,
or even
that
Razor
could be really
is
well.
actually very strong up against Alchemist.
That could work really well, actually, yeah.
We'll see. We have the puck removed from the pool. Of course, all those combinations, if you run an aggressive tri-lane with that, would require Nature's Prophet to be mid. Not the most standard of things, but we have seen it before. We do have MiTH, assuming that they still need a mid to be picked up though for Orange, because they ban out the puck. And let's see what the ban is going to be for Orange. Let's see if they are going to be assuming that Alchemist is going to be mid or off lane or safe lane, because that's basically the question is are there going to be mid heroes picked up, or are the mid heroes actually already picked up? Just hiding amongst the lineup somewhere. I mean, Nyx Assassin could be mid. If you pick up another ranged support, perhaps Vengeful Spirit, Lina, that's a pretty strong roaming combination if you go for a safe tri lane.
That really is. It's a lot of burst damage, and assuming that MiTH, well, I mean, Orange can still be very flexible. They can react to whatever MiTH picks them. Now, if they still pick up a mid, they can go like, okay, we just go generic mid hero as well. But if they put either Alchemist or Naga Siren mid, they can still do that roaming combo as you mentioned, and it's a lot of burst damage against a hero that doesn't really have the best escape mechanism, and it's Beastmaster, so
Another
I
shutdown
guess
for Lifestealer.
Beastmaster.
Are you still here? I don't hear
Yeah,
you.
that's a lot of focus.
there
The
you go.
Lifestealer.
Yeah, that is a lot of
Whoops,
focus for
yeah?
Lifestealer. Yeah,
Oh.
I hear you. I hear you. You're fine.
Oh, not sure what happened.
So you had a bit of an internet hiccup there. And there is the Magnus. So Magnus Beastmaster it shall be. And that means that we're gonna probably have a safe lane. Unfortunately for us, but I think both, actually maybe still MiTH is gonna be going for an aggressive tri lane. That could be potential for them. But if Orange has a say in it, it's gonna be safe lanes. Because right now they only have, like, I'm still kind of weird because they have, of course Nature's Prophet is going to turn into one of those cores later on, but for now they only have one core, and Alchemist, Weaver are very strong carries, already up on MiTH Trust, and they've got an Ensnare and a Roar to shut down their Lifestealer, and then all you have is Nature's Prophet as your maybe carry potential. Maybe if Magnus has an awesome start, then maybe there is a chance, but actually it looks like, yeah, Mushy Magnus, that's what we're going to have.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, speaking of which, let's introduce the teams. On Orange's side, it is Mushi playing, as you mentioned, on the Magnus. Super backup. Funny name for a stand-in. Playing
Best
the Nyx
backup
Assassin.
ever.
Best backup ever. Best name ever. Batusai playing on the Lina. It's the one and only, the only Orange player, the only official one, playing the Nyx, or the Life.
I don't hear you anymore.
It's Eek, and on the Nature's Prophet it's Bruno.
Ah, there you are again. You have a bit of internet
The
issues
internet.
at the moment. I feel like you're
Hiccup
kinda-
here and there,
yeah, you're kind
I'm
of dropping
trying
away
to-
here and there. Maybe we have to recall, and then I will be the one to call. It might be better.
Oh yeah, we could try that.
Pressuring your internet less. So we'll try that in a moment to see first if there is gonna be a bit of an engagement here. The ward already placed, nicely done from the tree line. That means that we're now gonna see MiTH maybe walking right into a trap. An Impale is ready, should they want it. Oh, super backup. He didn't go for an Impale, and now he's on the run. Here comes a stun, it's up on the Lina. Lakel's already there, hitting up on light, nice light strike array, holding in place the Alchemist. Lina still in a little bit of trouble. Is there gonna be an ensnare? Nope, just Riptide picked up by Trina Cub. Axes will fly through, and that will hit them, and that's the first blood. Pick up by Lakel's, and that will lead us right into MiTH Trust, seeing who's playing what. Lakel's the one that just picked up a kill, is gonna be playing the Weaver. The stand-in TI will play the Alchemist. We're gonna have Ava playing the Beastmaster, with SD playing the Crystal Maiden, and Trina Cub on the Naga Siren. So the one that's missing here would be R5, but like I said, there is a stand-in. So first blood already picked up by MiTH. Now let's call back my co-caster, because that's needed. There we go. Welcome back.
Hey, that was a really
a
good
lot better.
engagement. Oh really?
Yeah, that's a lot
Sweet.
better. So. I was actually thinking that maybe we were gonna see Orange going for it, but the moment that Nyx Assassin backed off, it kind of went south because everybody else was still hanging around, and they've got a Lina that's just caught off guard.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I too thought for one moment, okay, maybe Orange can engage here, but of course, MiTH Trust with 5 people there had a lot of burst damage. The Axis even hit still. I didn't think that the Axis would hit from Beastmaster. It was really long range, but
It was.
yeah, pushed it down the support, and it's a good start actually.
A very good start. And in terms of lanes, I was slightly off. We have a Beastmaster that is on the off lane, and Alchemist, like you already anticipated, is going towards the mid lane. And we do have a safe trial lane on both sides, though, with Nature's Prophet on the off lane. So that is a fairly standard matchup. We were expecting everything from Orange as it comes out. There's the Alchemist and Beastmaster to be swapped around here, but so far so good, and doesn't really make that much of a difference. Apart from that, Beastmaster is going to level a little bit slower, so therefore won't have his Roar at the same time as Magnus will have his RP. We'll see which one has the bigger impact. But of course, both having that ultimate that will allow for kills to happen. It's going to be something to watch out for later on.
I'm surprised that TI, or the Alchemist here in the mid lane, didn't skill 1 point in Acid Spray. I think it's a really good spell to have, especially against melee heroes, because we can kind of zone them out of the lane, or at least force them to take damage whenever they go for last hits. And Mushi so far has had quite decent time in this mid lane. He's 8-3, so he's doing better than his Alchemist, in fact. So yeah, maybe not the best decision, but we'll see. I mean, he is going for Grievous Greed after all, so he's going for some sort of semi-carry build, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we have Mushi up against a person that we personally don't know, and Mushi is one of the better players in the world at the moment, so it is still a pretty tough matchup for this Alchemist, regardless of hero matchup. Something that I mean, it's often forgotten, but skill does matter. Well, it's not often forgotten, actually.
That's true.
By the way, for people wondering, there is at the moment a bit of an issue with the Twitch delay servers. I have to run 2 minutes delay, so I am going over the delay servers of Twitch, and that means that sometimes you might have lag, but please send a Twitch issue report thingy by clicking on the wrench and just sending a report. It will help me a lot because that issue has been there since the change to the low, high, and source kind of thing. And it sucks. There we go. Sucks big time.
Speaking of it sucks big time, I think that Orange actually managed to block off their own pull camp because they dropped 2 sentry wards, didn't find any ward that blocked the camp, and I guess one.
Are having internet issues once again. I don't hear you anymore. We have a smoke up, by the way, for the Nyx and for the Lina. The Skewer is going to help out the Alchemist, though. He still has a stun. Looking to throw it out. Will be throwing it out up on Mushi. He's standing in the tree, or in the tower range. In comes the Nova. In comes the Crystal Maiden. He has got a Frostbite. This could be turning into a kill. Mushi gonna get locked in position and taken down. Crystal Maiden might give her life for that, but that would be worth it. Unless the Alchemist goes down as well. Alchemist gets impaled. He is charging up a stun, but the Light Strike Ray follows. He's gonna throw out the stun, doesn't kill off the Alchemist, but goes down himself. It's a double kill going the way of the Nature's Prophet. It is, however, a kill where Mushi was not present for. In the end, not an even trade, of course, but killing off Mushi, at least getting something in return, is quite nice.
Yeah, that was a really good trade for them. I mean, still, of course, giving away a double kill, but getting Mushi there is really important, because he, as I mentioned, had a good time, and he's still far off those arcane
this
boots.
Beastmaster is so dead. There's Face Boots up on his Lifestealer. The open wound's already used, and there he goes. No hope for him.
That was really ballsy going into that lane against Lifestealer, who is one of the best. Well, he's a really good 1v1 hero, especially with those Face Boots. So, meh. But yeah, the point I was making when you couldn't hear me was that Orange actually managed to block off their own pull camp. This is the first time it actually spawned.
Yeah,
and they
the
wasted 2
sentries
sentries for that.
That's kind of awkward, to be fair. But then it maybe comes down to a little bit of inexperience coming off from these the stand-ins. That's just how it works. In the meantime, the Nature's Prophet is having a tough time. Lakels could be getting a kill. There he goes. Gets it indeed. He's waiting for another Shakushi to get himself back towards the lane. He will be able to use it fast, but he has maybe some issues with taking some damage from the towers. Trying to run for it and should be okay. Yep, will be okay. Pops the salve and we'll take the other way out. In the meantime, this Alchemist is constantly charging up the stun and just throwing it up on Mushi. He is actually, Alchemist is a level ahead right now compared to Mushi. Quite nice for him.
It really is. He did, after all, get the XP from the kill on Mushi, whereas Mushi, he didn't get anything from the kills that followed. So that's quite nice for him. But well, knowing Mushi, he's going to keep up anyway. And farm-wise, he is, after all, doing a lot better. I mean, he's, well, 10 creep kills ahead, so.
Yeah, that's quite the difference. Also, of course, both have died, but still, it's still a bit of a difference in favor of Mushi that will definitely be helping him out later in the game. He has a bottle in his boots. He looks to be going maybe for a fast blink dagger, depending on if he picks up the mana boots or not. And considering he has a bottle, he's not necessarily needing to go for those mana boots straight away. We have, by the way, got a bit of a backstab going on here on the bottom lane. They want to take down Aba again. Beastmaster hanging out behind his tier 1 tower and is going to be getting a surprise from behind. Skewer towards enemy lines, and that should be a dead Beastmaster. It is Mushi that takes the kill. 4 heroes of myth here on this bottom lane. And this should be potentially a tier 3 tower. Nature's Prophet could actually TP in if he wants to as well to help out, but it looks like he has his hands full on this top lane where he tries to stop the push from happening, sending his treants away with the creep wave following. And that definitely helps it because the creep wave now is once again in front of the tier 1 tower.
I'm actually not on board with this decision from Nature's Prophet to not TP in. Looking at the bottom lane, these 4 heroes are not the best pushers in the game, so they are, well, they do have quite some troubles here. And they have to wait for the next creep wave to come in, yeah. And in the meantime, Alchemist is free farming in the mid lane, applying some pressure to this tower as well, so I'm not sure if Nature's Prophet should... Oh, there's a lot of TP coming
Yeah,
in.
in comes a Frostbite already up on the next Assassin. Impale, still up on the Naga Siren. There goes Beastmaster, gets himself a kill return. Lina will die as well from the Alchemist stun, and Alchemist not done yet. He's chasing down, well, one of the two. He can't make up his mind. He can't make up his mind. Decides to not go for either in the end. To be fair, the shutdown was kind of out. I mean, we did have another ensnare on board, but it would be, or Trina Crab wasn't in range. But at least they take 2 kills in return for the tier 1 tower. They don't take a tier 1 tower or tier 1 tower in return in mid or on top. Still quite nice, actually. It's not over just yet. Down goes the Beastmaster again. In comes the Alchemist though. He doesn't have a stun. He already threw it out. In comes the Weaver trying to help out. Can they find themselves a kill? In comes an RP up on 2 Light Striker, Ray, Dragon Slave, and oh my god, the Alchemist has to run for its life. In comes the Ensnare, helps kill off Mushi in the end still. We still have Lifestealer in this. Lina also trying to land some Light Striker Rays. Can't find them though. Gets a big stun in her face and killed off. Double kill for Lakel's Weaver. In the end, Myth getting the better end of that trade. I mean, Beastmaster dies over and over again, that's fine. But they get better trades in return, and that is actually pretty nice, especially since there was a good RP coming out from them, but they didn't get a kill from it.
Yeah, they kind of lacked the follow-up damage, and the Lina stun wasn't really channeled properly or chained properly because she used the Light Strike Array immediately after the RP, so the stun times overlapped. And yeah, that was an RP wasted. Magnus died once more, and he's actually he bought the arcane boot before he died, I think, so that's not much an issue here. But still, really good trade from MiTH Trust, and they get a T1 out of it. And if they had TPs, they could technically defend top as well, I think.
Yeah, wow, I just heard you in fast forward. I don't know what's up with your internet today, but it's kind of funny. We have got some TPs towards the top line as well, though. They look for a pick-off, perhaps. Lifestealer is here, though. There's 3 people here. Oh, that Crystal Maiden bursted down. Magnus with the last hit. Lakel's realizing he can't stay around much longer unless he gets some help, and he does get some help. In comes the Ensnare. Lina, though, having plenty of backup for herself. There are 4 heroes now here from Orange. And the Nature's Prophet tries to eat his way through the trees, gets himself out, and walks himself back towards his own tier 1 tower. But at least the tier 1 on the top lane did still go down, so that means that there's now 2 towers dead on the side of Orange, on the side of MiTH Trust, so 4 Orange and 1 side only, or 1 tower only on the side of Orange themselves.
Yeah, that wasn't really TP from Crystal Maiden. I mean, TPing right?
Yeah, she was not supposed to be the first one, I think.
In front of 4 heroes? Am I still not?
Yeah, you're still cutting out.
If Alchemist... okay, I'm just gonna be AFK for a minute and trying to fix this problem.
Okay, that's fine. I will call you back then in a minute, okay? Call me back in a minute. That will be good. Seeing if that works. Because in the meantime, I mean, we see the net worth. That Weaver is still highest up on everybody because he is not from the sharing kind. He's only got 4 kills, 0 assists, but hasn't died yet either. So in that case, doing very well for himself. Like Kel's sitting already on the Perseverance, and of course is working towards his Lincoln Sphere, which will help him a lot. In the meantime, his teammates have smoked up and are trying to venture into the Radiant Jungle. We see the minimap though. There's not that many people there to take down. Maybe they can find a Lifestealer, but ooh, Lifestealer actually, yep, he's walking right into that, looking for the Ensnare. In comes a Roar first, and that is the Axis Riptide. This should be turning into a kill fairly easily on, and SD actually snipes it with a Nova. Level 3, nice pickup for the Crystal Maiden and for MiTH Trust regardless. It's a good one to get with the smoke. Definitely worthy for smoking up for. In the meantime, Magnus still working towards his Blink Dagger. I'm expecting that when he has it, he oh, Nature's Prophet TP's out in time. There might be a little bit more aggression coming out from Orange in terms of trying to 5-man, because they don't really have the space to really farm up their next assassin or their Lifestealer, because this is the only carry that they have, and they have to make it. They have to put it to work right now, and they're trying that right now as well. As we see, he's infested inside the next assassin. We're gonna see if he can find a kill. He has got the Vendetta. He's level 6, and he's moving towards the mid lane. However, Sentry already present here. It will be a tough one. In comes a Vendetta though. Impale, that should be a kill. Alchemist walking to the side at the wrong time. Pays for it. Welcome back.
Yeah, well, very well executed from Orange here. I mean, these pickoffs seem small and it doesn't really seem like much, but it's really important to get those kills, especially an Alchemist right now. He's going for the mech, and once that is up, I think Mistrust feels very comfortable going 5-man or at least push some towers, but the mech is delayed.
The mech is indeed delayed. Meantime, this tier 1 tower is taking quite a bit of harassment. We have got 3 heroes here from Orange though, so they better make it worth it. And they now back off. As we have Nature's Prophet, he already picked up his Hand of MiTH, so we are going to see him use it right now. And of course, that means that he is going to be catching up again. He wasn't having the easiest of top lanes, easiest of solo lanes, but with that Hand of MiTH, he should be getting up to speed, and he should start working towards being that semi-carry person that we know Nature's Prophet can become in a later game. And of course, maybe take a bit of the burden away from Lifestealer, who is having a pretty tough time. He only died once. I mean, that time in the jungle was the first time that he actually died, and he's been in 5 out of the 7 kills, so he's not doing bad at all. But he's still quite far behind the Weaver.
Yeah, and they really need to get a kill on this Weaver. He's 4-0, and he's very close to getting the Lincolns up. 600 gold away from his ultimate orb, and then it's only the recipes. So once that is up, it's really going to be even tougher to actually kill him. I mean, they have the RP, but every other spell is going to be blocked by that Lincoln, so they have to be careful. Yeah. And Weaver finds himself a Magnus.
Yeah, Mushi has to be careful as well. Mushi tries to run. He's so close to his Blink Dagger, though if he dies now, that would be a big hit. Oh, turns around for potentially an RP. Alchemist ends up stunning himself. Nice Light Strike Array from Buta's side to help let the Magnus escape. They might try and at least take a tier 1 tower out of this though. Lakel's is still trying to be a menace here.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah, they should be able to. I don't think that Orange can really defend this. Lifestealer is on top lane, he should be split pushing this one, and with Mushi having go back to base, to region, well, although he's pinging it, yeah, he wants to fight this.
Yeah, in comes the Open Wounds, already up on the Naga Siren, but she has a song. The Rage is still there from the Lifestealer. Infasau tries to take down the Naga Siren, but he can't before he gets songed himself. Still have Lakel's very close by though, and there is an RP on board, so it's very scary for him to still be hanging around here. It does mean that MiTH is not done just yet. They might still want to try and fight this, despite having a Naga Siren that is super low on HP. No, Lakel says bye-bye, TP stop. And the Open Wounds on the Alchemist just to scare him off. He has a haste rune, so he's in no danger of dying.
Yeah, and he uses Acid Spray to slow down its push, but this is definitely going to be a tier 1 tower, especially since Lakel's TP'd out.
Yeah.
They won't defend this, just going to delay this a bit, but... And they're delaying it really successfully so far.
Oh, in comes a roar. It was in the middle of the skewer though. Mushi has got that RP, so they won't try and chase him down. Of course, RPs in combination with an Alchemist, not really ideal. Oh, he gets an RP up on 2! Shockwave is there. We still have Mushi going down, fair enough, but the Light Strike Array up on 3 definitely helps out. Lina goes down. It is actually Orange that gets evaporated. There's only 1 left, and he dodges the ensnare, luckily for him. But, oh my god, that was a good RP. It was a really good RP. It caught 3. I was just about to say that hitting an RP up on an Alchemist and a Weaver is normally fairly easy because they hang around their target. But oh my god, that got turned around real fast.
Yeah, once more there was no follow-up. Lina was too far away to drop the Light Strike Array immediately afterwards. They really needed to lock down the Weaver, and they didn't, so Weaver got yet another kill or 2 actually. And nope, still can't get a kill here.
There goes the next assassin. In the end, it ends up being a team wipe, or at least all 5 heroes have died in that fight. MiTH does back out though, with Orange still maybe looking for an engagement.
And I think Orange and I actually did the same mistake. I completely underestimated the speed from Weaver. He was at the top tower, but it only took him like 5 seconds to come down, so it was a 5-on-5 engagement again, and MiTH, of course. That was really well executed, even forcing out the RP, which is still just level 1, so you don't want to really play around with that too much.
I only want to use it if you have indeed that follow-up that you mentioned. I mean, you can't consider Magnus a solo hero that much anymore in terms of being able to kill people with his RP because of the damage being nerfed so much. He really needs a team to back him up when he uses his RP. And in terms of AoE follow-up damage, I mean, they've got a Light Strike Array and a Dragon Slave, which is fairly nice. Then they've got an Impale, Nature's Prophet Ultimate, and the Infest out from Lifestealer. But they have to have everything present. especially if you're up against a hero that is so tanky as an Alchemist or a Beastmaster.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and this makes the whole draft feel kind of weird. We mentioned that Orange, this is not a lineup they.
I don't hear you anymore. You dropped out again. And we have Lakel's maybe in a little bit of trouble. Infestau is already there. They are not gonna go for Lakel's. The Electric Array misses, and this might actually be Lakel's getting a solo kill. Lina in some trouble. Now Lakel's. Lincoln's already popped. The dust as well. Here comes the Impale. Lakel's has got a time left. Will he be able to use it? Nope. He won't be. Life stealer with the kill. Too much damage coming out.
And that was a really important kill. I mean, Weaver, of course, has Lincoln's already, but still. And he finally killed that Weaver, who had a Beyond Godlike streak. So a lot of gold towards the Radiant side.
Yeah, in the meantime, Magnus has got a Blink Dagger, so we'll be able to use that one to maybe get a little bit better, more anticipated blinks. Of course, Blink Skewer into Light Strike Array. That's the kind of move he wants to go for eventually, if he can get it going. We have the towers that are even. The kill score is, of course, in favor of Myth Trust, and as is the gold score. We have 3k in favor of Myth. And of course that is kind of helped by the Alchemist, who has level 3 on Grieful's Greed, for sure, that helps. But you can kind of neglect that in terms of there's a Hand of Midas on the Nature's Prophet, so that kind of gets evened out again. In terms of experience, we have got 5k experience in favor of Mistrust. And that basically comes down to having a level 12 Weaver, because he's the highest level in the game right now, with the lowest level still being on the side of Orange, which is the Lina. Still level 7. Still level 1 on her ultimate, of course. That's something that she wants to change eventually, but hey, don't we all want to have level 11 on our ultimates, for our ultimates? Seemingly the Magnus, who is still level 9 compared to his companion mid, Alchemist, that is level 11. But Mushi, level 9. 2 levels difference between the two.
Yeah, Mushi has been roaming a lot, trying to, well, set up those kills or being at least a part of those gangs, but not really successful so far. I mean, look at his stats so far. He has 2 kills, 3 deaths, and 2 assists. I mean, that's not the Magnus player we want to see at this point. I think at some point he should have just, okay, guys, I just want to farm it a bit. I need my Blink Dagger to be able to initiate a lot better. I mean, he has it now, but it's still... We need to see a really game-changing RP, and there's no... and, of course, the follow-up, as we mentioned, because the RP alone right now is not enough.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, it is a Magnus, and even though they're behind right now, in theory, if there's a Magnus in the game, there's always gonna be a way to turn fights around, because there's always a way to, like, get that big-ass team fight that you want to hope for, get that 5-man RP with the follow-up, everything there. It can turn almost any game around, and that's something that Orange, I mean, they don't necessarily need it to be absolutely perfect yet, because they're not that far behind just yet, but it's starting to get to that point where they can't really afford to lose fights anymore. They can evenly trade, that would be fine, but they can't afford to lose fights, and I actually think that maybe Orange should just up to maybe not fight at all for a while until Nature's Prophet is going to be able to have a bigger impact on the game, maybe split pushing a little bit more effectively, or until Lifestealer gets his new big item, or until Magnus has his level 11. Lina has level 4 of Light Striker because it's still level 2 right now. And perhaps trying to evade fights is the way to go for them. Of course, they did kill off the Weaver. They can continue trying to gank solo heroes, but if it goes wrong, they have to be prepared to take the loss for it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Orange... I mean, eventually a teamfight is going to be the solution for Orange. Having a late game teamfight with a one game-changing RP and then the Lifestealer just eating through every hero. But right now, I think they should just, as you mentioned, go for some pickoffs, because Myth Trust, their positioning is really well so far. They didn't really give away too many good RPs. I mean, there have been 2 or 3 men RPs, but there's always someone on the outside who has at least one disable. It's either Crystal Maiden or Beastmaster with the Raw. So, yeah, Myth Trust, they're positioning themselves really well, and I would say their teamfight, even though they don't have really big teamfight spells, aside from the Naga Siren Ultimate, is better.
Well, they have more follow-up. Alchemist and Weaver, 2 cores that are already doing quite a lot of damage. Despite Alchemist going for the mechanism first, he has got that phase boots, he has got the acid spray. You've got minus armor coming off from the Alchemist and from the Weaver's swarm. That alone is awarding a lot of extra damage onto Orange. I mean, there's just a lot more damage output coming out from MiTH in a team fight, and that's the main difference right now. It's gonna be troublesome for Orange to try and make it work, but they need to make it work because obviously they don't want to be losing their first game in the Rapture Gaming League today, because that is indeed where we're standing right now. Orange has yet to be beaten in the Rapture Gaming League. 100% win rate, I believe 6 games played so far. MiTH, they have 7 games played, 4 wins, 3 losses. And they would love to make a dent in that perfect record of Orange. And so far they're on the right path.
They really are. Especially in I like this format with these best of 1 games. Doesn't really, even though Orange is probably the favorite or one of the favorites, it really gives those teams chance to just beat them, because in the best of 1 anything can happen.
Yeah.
And even those little teams, well, I wouldn't call MiTH necessarily a little team, but one of those up-and-coming talented teams can definitely take a game from those top contenders. So yeah, as you mentioned, they're on the right path, and if they play this out right, they should be able to take complete map control in about 10 minutes, I think. They have the right lineup for it, and they're just getting those right items for it as well. So yeah, Beastmaster already working on that Aghanim Scepter, so once that is up, the range of initiation is going to be insanely high.
Yeah, and Mushi is gonna be even have to stand further away to try and avoid getting roared before the fight starts, because he is gonna be continuing to be the initiator. He's the only one that can make sure that they can win that team fight. No pressure, Mushi, but your RP has to be good. Because if he fails that, I mean, there's just no way that they can initiate. So that means that Mushi, if he gets roared ahead of the fight, there's just no way Orange can take that fight if Mushi is dead, and that's gonna be cause for concern there. We do have, indeed, like you said, the Aghanims being built. We don't really have a new item for the Alchemist just yet, and no hint about what he is going to go for. Of course, it comes down to personal preference, but I'm curious to see that if he still wants to go for something like a Shadow Blade. Of course, we've seen a lot of Alchemist Shadow Blades, but right now we're 18 minutes into the game, and there is a Weaver in the game, so Dust and Sentries are already placed to counter that Weaver. Will Alchemist still go for something like a Shadow Blade, or what do you think he'll go for?
I think the next item is going to be an Assault Cuirass. I think a lot of Chinese that have played Alchemist pre-TA3 as the mid always go for the mech and then for something like Assault Cuirass, something which supports the team and is very good for the hero as well. I think AC fits that purpose very well. Especially, of course, the Weaver is going to deal a lot of damage, and it just so much more minus armor, and it's going to eat through all of those enemy supports. So I can see that happen. It's also good, really push item. So yeah, I think AC is the logical item, but unless he wants to go something really full carry, he can of course buy that Shadow Blade or maybe even a Mjolnir.
I would love to see Mjolnir. I'm not really expecting him, but it would be fun. And actually, I mean, with the attack speed, it definitely could be something nice. And I'm talking about attack speed also because, of course, you want to be able to do as much damage as you can while your target is roared or frostbitten or something like that. Or ensnared, if you want to call it that as well. Let's see what the Weaver is building. I mean, he has his Lincolns. I mean, he's dead. Did he actually only just finish his Lincolns and doesn't have anything else in his inventory?
I think he just finished, he finished the Lincolns and died immediately afterwards, I think.
Well, that's a bit of a shame, because now we don't have any indication about what he wants to go for next. I'm hoping it's going to be a Desolator, because that's just extra nice against the Lifestealer.
Those poor supports.
Those poor supports.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already have
really, a Desolator is just going to eat you up.
Yeah, we already have stun from the Alchemist doing so much damage on Lina. I mean, we just saw that. It's insane. And Lina was, by the way, died 4 times out of the 13 kills that MiTH has. 4 of those are his, so at least he's taking his fair share of deaths. It doesn't mean that who hasn't died that often. I guess the rest only died twice and 3 times up on Mushi.
Yeah, it's not really that bad.
It's fairly evenly spread.
I think, yeah, it is. I think a lot of it comes down though that Orange wasn't able to actually farm the supports up in the early stages of the game. I think for the first 2 or 3 minutes, as we mentioned, the block camp was pulled. The pull camp was blocked.
By themselves.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, by themselves. So they didn't get to farm those up and get some early boots or, well, yeah, some cool items for supports. Whereas MiTH, they had the 2 supports pulling and stacking the whole time. 2 cams, in fact.
Yeah. On top of that, the first blood did go to MiTH as well. Might not have contributed that much, but every little bit helps. In a way. By the way, Naga Siren hasn't died yet this entire game. I guess, I mean, it does help to have a panic button. Because she was pretty close at some point, but panic buttons do help. But,
has she actually used her ultimate once? Yeah, once, yeah, I remember, yeah.
She has, when she was attacked by a lifestealer in the mid lane. Just to get away. She hasn't actually used it twice before, I think. The mid lane.
But overall, it's one of the reasons why Naga Siren is so loved as a support here. You can build her fairly tanky. I mean, look at her, she's 1000 HP. And 9 armor.
Yeah, she is, she's doing pretty well for herself. She's got the urn. I'm not sure if she will be able to transition into more of a semi-core, but she's definitely a support that is a very strong one and also has a lot of impact in the late game. I mean, her song is uncontested in one of the better late game abilities. You can engage with it, you can disengage with it.
Yeah, we actually haven't talked much about it. I mean, just imagine that Mushi gets a 4-min RP and misses out on the Naga Siren. She just pops her song and it completely negates the effect of the RP.
Yep. Need to have BKBs. But we'll see what Mushi goes for. If there is indeed a BKB.
I think he really should go for it. There's so many disables on the other side.
You're still gonna get roared though.
Yeah, but at least you don't take much damage from it, or none of the damage, I think, yeah. No damage at all.
Well, Weaver has pretty high attack
That's
damage.
true.
Ooh, Blink Skewer, hello Crystal Maiden, bye Crystal Maiden. Yeah, that was a fairly simple kill, 1 Crystal Maiden down. That's all you need, I mean, you just blink forward, skewer her back, and there's no way she's gonna survive. Bit mispositioning there on the SD's part.
Was she getting a quick snack?
Yep. With the Nyx actually getting the gold. And Nyx also getting infested there. It is a lifestealer that is sitting inside of him. We have the Shadowblade ready, by the way, on the Nature's Prophet, so his split pushing will be a little bit more successful. And let's see if this Weaver is going to be scouted out. Of course, he did see Nyx Assassin moving towards him, because they have that ward in the jungle, so Mikkel's looks to be quite okay here. Nyx Assassin is actually going to look for a different path. But it's still Vendetta level 1, so he's not going to be invisible forever. And he is, well, Mikkel's is safe, I'd say. 2 heroes rather in mid lane right now for Orange though, and we have got some more people coming in the mid lane from MiTH. We've got a tier 1 tower that's very low, it's already in deny range. Oh, but Alchemist just goes for the rune and backs up. For a second there I thought he might want to go for it, but he did pick up a Claymore by the way, so Shadowblade could be around the corner for him still.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be a Shadowblade. I don't see a Battlefield really paying off in this game. I think if they want to play against Orange, they should pressure them really hard and really fast. They have the right lineup for it. They have the advantage going for them, so don't give them too much time to actually turn it around.
Yeah, it just takes too long to farm it up, and I mean, why not? A Shadowblade allows you to be more aggressive and makes the supports even poorer. I mean, they've got plenty of wards up, don't get me wrong, they're doing good on the warding department. They're trying to take down the Hawk floor the different way. But they've got Sentry wards up, Observer wards up, I mean they're decked out in wards, but that does mean that your supports are gonna be even poorer because they don't take down any new towers. The supports can't take any of the farm because everything has to go to the Nature's Prophet and the Lifestealer because they have to get as big as possible in a short period of time. And I'm not even mentioning Mushi yet in the mid lane who's taking on the farm there. But I mean supports are just poor. And are gonna be free food for Weaver and Alchemist.
Lucky Hel's on the bottom lane.
Ooh, Impale, Open Wounds, will he be able to time lapse? He's probably spamming the belt and he gets it! He tries to run for it, he's gonna get sprouted soon though. No, oh my god, he sprouted himself. Well, that was something. And in the meantime, mid lane has got some action going on. That's gonna be Lina dead, the tower got denied, Crystal Maiden got a Nova and a Frostbite up, and Lina dies. Lakel's still in this, by the way, still not left the bottom lane. Feels quite safe here, quite ballsy I guess, as he is still hanging around knowing that there's 3 and we're looking to take him down. But in the end, it's only the Lina that dies, Lakel's lives, and his time lapse is off cooldown again in 20 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what this lifesteal is actually building towards. I guess this is going to be Sanjin Yasha, but I'm not sure if this is the right decision. I think he should build towards that early Abyssal Blade for that additional lockdown. I mean, they properly channeled, they properly chained their spells to get rid of the Lincolns, but they didn't have the necessary lockdown, so I think an Abyssal here, or at least Basher, would be a good choice, but no, he's going for the Yasha.
I agree with the Bastard choice. It does, I mean, as a lifestealer, you do normally want to build at least the Sanjin Yasha and the phase boots and drums, just because you want to be able to keep up with the Weaver, so just so you're fast enough to actually chase him down. But in this case, having him on lockdown might be needed as well. I mean, it's one of the two. I guess it's maybe a little bit of personal preference as well. I mean, if you have the speed to keep up with him, you don't necessarily need the lockdown, but in this case, we'll see if it actually pays out, if he gets it fast enough. There will be an Aegis right now picked up by Lakel, so next time they gank him and they do get successful, well, they will have to deal with Lakels again, and then Weaver will be, will be safe, even if he doesn't get his time lapse off in time.
Yeah, this is surely going to be even more difficult to kill this Weaver. And let's see what build he's going for, because we talked about the Desolator, but at TI3 or during TI3, a lot of Weaver players actually went for Lincolns and BKB. The super safe build, which I didn't necessarily agree with all the time, but it does make sense in certain scenarios. And if you think about it here, it could work out really well. I mean, most of the damage is actually burst damage so far. Eventually, Nature's Prophet is going to become that semi-carry that deals a lot of physical damage as well, but so far, not so much.
So far, only Shadowblade and a Hand of MiTH that he's used yet, and now he goes using it. I mean, some Lakels still under pressure. I mean, there's still 3 people hanging around here on this bottom lane. It looks like they want to use an RP for him, and just for him. There's also Lina, so you've got some extra lockdown. But again, he has an Aegis, so it's not going to be ideal. Actually, the TP goes towards top lane, where 4 people are trying to pressure down a tier 1 tower. And Orange, they want to try and get a fight going here. There is a blink and an RP waiting to... Whoa, that was close. He almost got it wrong. In comes an RP. No, he could have gotten a 3-man. Didn't want to go for it. In comes a Roar. Now up on the Lifestealer. Already open wounded up on the Beastmaster. Laguna Blade will clean out the Crystal Maiden. Sisters killing each other. Nothing new there. We've got Beastmaster on the run from the Nyx Assassin and from the Lifestealer. So that's going to be a kill. 2 kills going the way of Orange. In the meantime, there's your RP. Up on the 2 carries. In comes a Song though. And that might actually be awarding a comeback, because Mechanism gets popped. Alchemist looking for a stun. Might get it on a couple, as we already have Nature's Prophet running away in the Shadowblade. Stun, he's gonna end up stunning himself. Ooh, Alchemist. Luckily for him, there's no ward there. And Snare up on the Lifestealer. Still have Nyx Assassin there. He goes down. In comes a Skewer. That's gonna be TI. Almost dead. Can he turn us around? Can he run from this? In comes Nature's Prophet again, and that's gonna be a kill. Nice pickup for Orange. Buyback coming off from the Nyx Assassin, who's back here again, as we have a triple kill going for the Weaver as he picks up the Magnus. Mushi going down. Nyx Assassin already on the way back again. He just bought back, but Lakels wants to kill him off again. Spike Carapace does go on. Lakels waits patiently until it's off. Lincolns gets popped, and he's gonna continue chasing. He's gonna get this kill unless there's a Vendetta, which was the case. So that means we have a fairly even trade in the end, but I think because it's an even trade, it actually favors Orange, especially since they got rid of the Alchemist.
Yeah, it's a good trade for Orange, but you have to consider that all of the kills on MiTH's side actually went into the favor of Weaver.
Yeah.
So he's going to be, yeah, what did he spend his money on? He just spent, yeah, that's a Desolator. Is it?
Yeah.
It's a Desolator, yeah, most likely. So he just needs the recipe, and once he has that, yeah, he has it now.
So many Minter Hammers on the courier.
Yeah, that's a BKB for Alchemist.
Yeah, we have got Nagasami going down by the Lina. In the meantime, Crystal Maiden will get dropped as well. Tries to hide, can't do it. So 2 kills, 2 support kills going the way for Orange. As the supports were able to pick up the tower though, so I might not get the last hit for it, but at least it didn't get the knife. We now still have a Basher picked up by the Lifestealer, by the way. I should call it out. He doesn't finish up his Sanjin Yasha, but goes for the shutdown. Tries to help out with that as the Sanctuary Ward gets placed here by the Nature's Prophet. Might be in some trouble. In comes the Nyx. They don't have any detection themselves though. Well, now they do. Now they pick up the... Whoa. The gem. Down goes the Lina. Alchemist stuns himself. Again. That's gonna be the second time in a row on the top lane.
And Orange should retreat here with just dropping the Lina. But did you see how quickly Weaver took down the Lina?
It's insane. Still not over yet though. Impale, Alchemist, is in trouble. And the Sanctuary Ward gets RP'd, gets killed. Hello, Lakels. And bye, Alchemist. That's gonna be a double kill for Lakels. That's insanely fast. That Desolator is doing some work right now.
It is, and they're not done yet. They're just one more, but with RP down, I think they're going to push this lane. Yeah, it's going to be delayed slightly due
What
to
can
the
stop
Nature's
this
Prophet
Weaver?
ultimate, but yeah. Exactly. He still has the Aegis, so he can just go in and balls. And yeah, he's picking up the vitality booster, so going for the heart most likely. And once he has that, I'm really not sure how they want to kill him. They have to commit so much to actually kill him.
Let's see how far they can get in this tier 2 tower. Will be the first tier 2 tower to drop on the map, but if it does go down, with Lickhel's hitting it like this, I mean, it will drop. It will drop. Aba looking for a roar, finds it. Lina, unsuspected of the long distance roar that Aba had, of course, that is going to be an Aghanim Scepter for you. He has a gem as well, so no Nyx Assassin coming in unaware anymore. We have 1 minute until the Aegis disappears. Let's see if Lickhel's is going to try to burn it by trying to get some kills or trying to suicide or something like that. So far, we still have the Nyx Assassin chasing down Lickhel's. There will be an ensnare. Ooh, just out of range of the sentry, actually. Bit of a bad luck for Twinikov there. Crystal Maiden getting locked inside of Sprout. There's a Frostbite. Crystal Maiden tries to go for ultimate and actually gets it! Gets it off! At least Nature's Prophet goes down, as does Crystal Maiden though, as expected. Rage for the Lifestealer, goes for Lickhel's. In comes the Skewer. He doesn't have an RP though, but it doesn't matter. Twinikov still dies. In comes the open wound. Lickhel's still in this, but about 30 seconds for his Aegis still alive. Will they be able to take down a Lifestealer? Mushi will be next. There comes Laguna Blade. Lincoln's blocked that one. Blink out from the Magnus. But yeah, there goes Lina still. Double kill for Lickhel's and 6 seconds until the Aegis disappears. This is going to be Lickhel's, hopefully for him, backing off, being a little bit less suicidal. But so far, suicidal has actually worked out.
It has. But Orange also playing a bit ballsy. I mean, going really deep out of their base. Not sure why they were hunting so desperate. Oh.
Skewer towards the tower. Lickhel's, he doesn't have his ulti, but he runs anyway. He's fine.
That was a mistake from the Nyx Assassin, using the Impale before the mana burn. Otherwise they could have chained that properly and get a kill, but yeah. Lickhel's survives once more. Could have even used ultimate if he wanted to, but nah, he just feels very, very safe right now.
Yeah, I think everybody of Myth feels pretty comfortable in their situation. We actually have Naga Siren support picking up a Blink Dagger. That's the situation where we're in right now. Imagine the initiation that you can do with the Blink Song.
Oh wow, that's actually, yeah, that's huge. I have never seen that before. I think it's safe to say most people have never seen that before.
It's quite like nice though. Normally you have to like walk really fast and then catch everybody with the song or stop at initiation, but you can just blink in song and nobody can move. Like everybody locked in position straight away, which is pretty impressive indeed. Pretty nice. We have got Alchemist with the BKB as his next item. We've got the heart almost complete for the Weaver, just needs 1k gold. I'm actually thinking that maybe Myth is gonna wait until they have 1 extra k gold. Sorry, until they have 4 or gonna wait for the Aegis. That's what I wanted to say. So 2.5 minutes for that one. And by that time there will be a heart in the Weaver as well, because he just farms that fast. We are gonna see them trying to take down a Lifesteal though. Is there gonna be an ensnare? There is gonna be another Self-Stun on the Alchemist though, and an Impale to follow up. There goes the Roar, the Infest is still there. He still is able to take down the Lifestealer further with him, but Nyx still goes down for it. There comes the ensnare. Lickhel's goes for Lina first, gets stunned for now, as we have Lifestealer trying to rage TP. There's just no way though, too much damage coming out for him. Lina still ends up going down, as finally Alchemist does not stun himself. 3 kills going the way of Myth without really a fight happening, or at least not really a big ass team fight. We have an RP on board again though, but no heroes to follow it up.
Yeah, that was slightly sloppy from Orange. I mean, the Lifestealer was going to escape anyway, and Nyx Assassin came in, so the Lifestealer couldn't infest him, but he turned around for an Impale, which I'm not sure made much sense, because he didn't impale the Beastmaster, who has arguably the longest range of initiation right now. So yeah, they lost 3 heroes in this process, and another tier 2 tower, and especially a lot of map control with it. Look at the map currently. I mean, they do have 2 wards up and the mid tower, but other than that, the map's completely dark. And even though they have vision in their own jungle, do you really want to go in there knowing that everyone from Myth is going to be around there?
Probably not. Probably not. They just probably tries to split push, but it's going slow. I mean, he's been shut down as well. I mean, Myth, like you said, I mean, they're everywhere. With the mobility that the Weaver has, you can't safely be anywhere at this moment without fear of perhaps dying, unless you have an RP like Mushi has, who feels fairly safe. Apparently, he has also got a Force Staff, by the way. We have got Lickhel's standing right next to a Nyx Assassin, or vice versa, actually, because Nyx is invisible. He's about to drop his invisibility, though, so Lickhel's would see him, but looks like Lickhel's is already out of this.
Yeah, and he just purchased his heart, so he's going to be super tanky, and I'm just gonna say I don't see them killing him. With their combo right now, I think even if they get their full combo off, I think like Hells will still have that slight window of opportunity to press that ultimate button.
They have to get lucky with the bashes.
Yeah, they really do, and that means they have to actually get like Hells without anyone of MiTH being around there to support him, which is,
Radiant's middle
looking at
tower
how
is under
MiTH
attack.
has been playing so far, not that likely.
It's kind of troublesome because right now,
Radiant's
I mean,
middle
Orange
tower
is playing
has
with
been
mostly
denied.
stand-ins. It's just, it's a bit sad to be fair that their clean record is gonna be maybe the way this is going no longer clean purely because they couldn't have their normal stand-up even without Mushi. There's supposed to be 5 people in the team.
Yeah, it really is sad. I mean, of course, we would see a completely different game, I think, if it was the original Orange lineup. I mean, you can see a few positional mistakes by the supports, something which you would never see when it was Extinct or Ned playing.
Like blocking your
so
own
yeah,
creep cam.
exactly. Well, actually, that happens here and then to every pro player, but yeah, just being picked off guard here and now. But yeah.
Ooh, we have a side device. That might make a difference. But the downside is there's more than just Lakel's doing the carrying, because now Alchemist got an Assault Cuirass.
And he still has a BKB, which I think he didn't. Oh, he used once, but yeah.
Yeah,
Still,
still
he has 9 seconds left, exactly.
Yeah, now with the Aegis up on Lakel's again, even if they are able to hex him and kill him off, they have to do it twice. Good luck. Good luck indeed.
Dire's top tower
It's almost
is under
impossible, I
attack.
think. Unless he makes a big mistake, which, like Hells, has been playing really good so far. Oh, he's looking for the roar. He does have the gem, so he just needs to get in range. Yeah.
It's tough. Oh, he's actually... Oh, Blink RP up on a solo Beastmaster. Gets hexed up as well. A lot of hate for Ava. He'll die. I mean, don't get me wrong, and they'll take the gem, which is nice. But it might not be nice enough. Alchemist will end up throwing out his song. I'll say stun. But apparently I didn't see when it went through.
Oh, Mushi. He got his TP cancelled
And that's
from the song.
exactly the guy that they want, because he picked up the gem. Now the
Yeah,
gem is in
it's-
Alchemist's hands. Well, gem gets put down, gets taken off by the Weaver. Now it definitely won't fall in the hands of Orange anymore.
That was slightly unfortunate.
Slightly.
That would have been a really good pickoff if they had just gotten the Beastmaster. Beastmaster is really good to have when you want to push as MiTH. Now, I think they can still push. Oh, yeah, they have the gem in. Nyx Assassin should be... Nah, they
Nice
don't have
back
any
there,
disabled
still.
anymore.
But they couldn't interrupt him anymore yet. So. Crystal Maiden too far behind. Otherwise the Frostbite would have been there and perhaps we would have had a kill, another kill on the wave myth. It is 18 to 29. It is 18k gold in favor of MiTH, 20k experience in favor of MiTH, and MiTH not done with this game just yet. Lakel's does get a little bit of harassment on him, but nobody actually... They just got a nice initiation on him as Nyx Assassin dies, but they just didn't have the strength to continue to try and follow it up. And now they try again. Now they get another stun. Lakel's, he has still got the Aegis, but it will not be used. There goes a nice time lapse, and he goes on the Lifesteal infesting Lina. For now, he's gonna be safe. Down goes Lakel's. He has that Aegis though. We'll be back soon as Lifestealer will end up getting roared and killed. Lina will follow next. 1 hit, 2 hit, and a little bit. And that's all it takes. We have got 3 dead on the side of Orange and 0 dead on the side of MiTH. And I think this will be Rex, if not game.
Yeah, this should most likely be GG. Without Lifestealer having buyback, I don't see them defending this. They could, even if they landed the perfect RP, there's just no damage right now. And this is easily going to be at least 2 sets of racks, if not 3. And yeah, they still have the mech up, so they can just go for more if they want to.
Yeah, and they go for the top racks, cleared, mid racks, about to be cleared. In the meantime, Orange is still assuming that they might have a chance because they're not calling the GG just yet, but
Has fallen.
we might have them soon. In comes the roar, Magnus, no RP anymore, he dies. In comes a stun, Nyx dies. Lina dies. There's no real question about it. Triple kill for Lakel's. I'm really expecting a GG any moment now because there is no coming back from this. And
There really isn't.
yeah, they're... Good luck killing off the Weaver. He picked up a Manta style because he could. No longer has an Aegis to deal with, so a Manta style is. Goes for the last tier 3 tower, as in the meantime his team is already taken on a tier 4 tower almost. But they just want to have mega creeps. Why not?
Lakel says 3k HP. How in the world do you kill him? I just don't see it.
You just don't.
Radiant's bottom barracks
You
has
just
fallen.
don't.
The Dire now have
Yeah, he's 21 to 1. He has a really great game so far.
22 to 1 to 7.
Yeah, insane.
Oh, buyback! He makes it happen. Here comes the Infest. Gonna take him down. Weaver, no! No! He can't even hit him once before he dies. That's kind of sad. He comes an RP up on 2 though, but the song is there. And the Weaver and the Alchemist are able to run and snare upon a Lifestealer. Lifestealer locked in position. Lifestealer dead. As good as dead. Almost dead. Dead. There we go. Ultra kill. Can he get a Rampage actually? He might be able to get a Rampage here. Getting stunned up for now. Lifestrike Array for now as well as an Impale. Nice changes of stuns that might have interrupted the Rampage-ness. Nope. Hello, Rampage. Rampage. Awesome. So, we're gonna see some fountain farming before creeps actually, or rampages, before creeps take care of the... Seriously.
Was that a triple rampage?
That was a triple rampage.
Oh wow. Lakel's delivering.
Or 8 kills in a row, that means, of course. But the throne falls, Mithras takes it and are able to beat the so far unbeaten Orange, but of course slightly side note that it wasn't actually Orange. But we'll see how Myth do in the rest of the tournament. For now, we're not going to see them today anymore. We're going to jump ourselves over to Mineski taking on First Departure, so stick around for more games for the Rapture Gaming League coming up in just a second.